Aloha, my name is Sherry, and I am launching my business into video, and this is my first one. Like to tell you a little bit about myself and my business and what I do, in case you're interested. The name of my business is Laughing Phoenix. I've held that name for, gosh, almost 12, 13 years now. And I've used it mostly kind of on the side. And most people know my business just by my name. And that's Sherry Phillips Swatek. I'm an energy reader. I used to call myself a psychic medium, but mostly I work with souls and light work and reading, helping to read and release energy that people need to move forward with their life. My emphasis is on wholeness and finding all those dense parts that we all carry and turning the lights on. It's not just about light, of course. It's about unconditional, loving light and being able to accept without judgment our path, everything we've done, who we've met, our experiences. Forgiving yourself is one of the cornerstones of becoming who you really are, being able to express all of your gifts, all the things that are beautiful about yourself without shame. When I was a child, I read energy. I saw people in costumes from other times. Um, I think of that now as reading either past life or other times existing in the location I was, where I grew up. I also saw pillars of light. I saw ETs, which I really didn't know what to think of those. So I didn't. I was too young to actually have much of an opinion. I saw angels and I spoke to them, or they spoke to me. And mostly that has come visually and in my head, sound in my head. And then it became knowing. So each gift built upon another gift. And one of the things that I teach is you don't need every single gift. Only one will do. And really it really matters how much you trust yourself more than how many gifts you get. Every gift increases sensitivity, and that's not necessarily something you want to have. What you want is pure trust in in your inner being, in that truth of who you are and what you're channeling. Now, I know most people channel guides, and I have learned that the more I've channeled, the more time I've spent in other realms, the more I've investigated for myself. There's an aspect in all of that that is also you. And again, it comes down to trust. The more you learn to love yourself and accept yourself, you can really see yourself for the amazing soul that you are. I work with soul retrieval, and there was a time I did that through past life reading, and I can still do that. But mostly, what I do is we discover the parts of you that are ready to come forward, that have been wounded or disassociated, that are ready to become one with you, to synthesize with you, so you can be that bright, beautiful being that you are. Now, the way to do that is through healing, and healing is feeling. So you'll often find places where you weren't able to truly, truly love yourself or accept what happened to you. And that's not easy. We're taught to ignore that. We're taught to bury our pain. And you have to open just a little bit of space for that pain to resolve itself. And that helps you spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Mentally too, I would say. So this is just a little bit of information about me. I had a teacher in my late 20s who taught me quite a bit about past life healing and told me that I would be a pure channel, an amazing channel. And because everybody has their own journey, I also did. And I had to find my own way through what she told me. And this would happen to you too. No one can give you your path. When you're really walking deeply into your soul, it reveals itself to you. And what I learned is loving light, unconditional acceptance is the cornerstone of everything. And once you start letting that light turn on, it's not just the power of light, it is the unbelievable feel of unconditional loving light, that unconditional beauty of love. And I'll tell you a secret, humans are just beginning at this. We're just learning it just a little bit at a time. And the more we learn it, the more we experience it, the more amazing our souls can be. I was one of those young adults who lived kind of a split life. Like I had my executive job, which I did in many arenas, mostly broadcasting. And then my other job was teaching meditation, doing readings, scanning people, assisting them with some of the subjects we're talking about. And I kind of let those two parts of my life split. And it was so much easier to live above it all, to live out of my body, to be disembodied. It's quite comfortable. You feel no pain, but your growth isn't quite the same. And I came to a crossroads where I could continue to do that, or I could begin to care about my task here in a human body with other people in human bodies and what I came to do. And I really felt for myself that being embodied was like a new frontier. This was something I really didn't know much about. And I needed to do that in order to really understand other people better. And it did help me to kind of give up that lofty position and come and be embodied. And I invite you to do that too. We call it grounding, of course. Are you grounded? Are you connected? Do you really accept your life here on earth? Or are you just sort of waiting until you're on the other side? And a lot of people live that way, quite a few. And I invite you to come here and be here now, to be embodied, to say yes to your body, to love it no matter what shape it's in, no matter what surgeries you've had, no matter what experiences you've had, because this is the spiritual journey through the body, with the body. And it's not that we worship the body, it's that the Great Mother Earth is part of our experience, what we came to learn. And when I was at that crossroads, I made this decision. And boy, it took me a long time to figure it all out. But I'm much better at being embodied now, being with my body, being present now. And just as before, I was able to take a deep breath and leave my body, go check out the universe. Now I take a deep breath and I'm centered right in it. I think it has helped my health and it's made living so much more joyful. So if this is something that you struggle with, I'm happy to help you with it. And I'll give you a couple of tips since this is our first time together. If this is something that you struggle with, rub your feet on the ground or the floor, wherever you are. Just sort of go back and forth with your feet. That's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do, which my first teacher taught me this, you can take your hand and run it from your pelvis up to your chin and back and forth, back and forth. And that helps center you. pull yourself in. Part of healing is knowing what the center of things are, because that's where the strength lies. It's true in engineering, and it's true in the physical body, and it's true in spirituality. We all work with that midline. We work with that part of ourselves that receives light. And if you've worked as a channel before, you probably work with something through your crown and right through your body, or at least in the middle of your crown. So when you breathe in light, it comes right through your midline and expands into a sphere, like a bubble around you. And that's what I teach my people. And I do that for several reasons. It's not the only way of being here. It's not the only way to be spiritual. There's a million paths up the mountain. But it's one way that has helped me, and I'm happy to teach it. I also work with animal spirits, and I want to go into more detail with you with that. Dolphins are one of the first ones that came for me. I work with Great Mother Bear, but I'll be sharing more of that later, kind of helping people find the tools they need to get through the next few years. If you're in the United States or being affected by our current politics, these are skills that may help you. All right. I think this is a reasonable, smart, short introduction. This is just a short little introduction, but I'll be back and I'll just give little videos here and there, and then I'll get into a consistent putting them out weekly. All right. I spent 25 years in Hawaii, and I still say hello by saying aloha, which is kind of a version of the God in me sees the God in you. And I say ahui ho, which means until we meet again.